So this is day 3 of our ride in Japan with Venus motorcycles and BMW. So every day I ride, it's getting more and more beautiful. So as we moved out of Tokyo City, Tokyo City is like a marvel in itself, but it's a lot of traffic and you won't enjoy riding that much. But look at this. As we move deeper and deeper into the rural areas of Japan, we see more and more beauty surrounding us. This is also the day where I am starting to miss home a little bit, probably like 10%. First 2 days it was just excitement. I was happy to be away from my routine, from Indian food, from family, wife, parents. Second day also I did not feel anything. But even though I am in this surreal experience, I do miss home a little bit. Looks like it might go up in the next few days. Will be compensated by the beauty of Japan and the riding experience here. Today is when I started wishing that, oh, maybe if my wife is with me, maybe riding another bike, or maybe as a pillion rider, it will be fun. So, yeah, that's a confession. The grass is always greener on the other side. When you are at home, you want to travel, and when you are traveling, you want to go back home. And I think life is like that. You have to have the yin and yang. You have to have both positives and negatives. The very experience of life is duality. And some thoughts I had, very deep thoughts during this ride. Why do we get angry at people? Right? So obviously I will talk something about Japan and the scenery when we have something to talk about. But while you enjoy this scenery, let me talk some philosophy, some realizations. So I was thinking about, why do we get offended? If somebody tells us something, we get so angry. My wife tells me something, I get angry. Somebody tells me something, let's say insults me, sometimes I get angry. Sometimes, no, most of the time I get angry. So I was thinking that if somebody gives you an insult, either that insult is true or false. It cannot be both. It has to be true or it has to be false. If it is true, it's not an insult. Why do you get angry? Because they told you the truth. If somebody tells you that you are selfish, and if it is true that you are selfish, then it's just a statement of facts. It's not an insult. It becomes an insult inside your head only when you cannot agree with the fact that you are selfish or in a certain way. And this reminded me of the scene from Game of Thrones, where in the first or second episode of the first season, Tyrion Lannister tells Jon Snow that whatever is your defect or whatever is your negative, wear it like an armor. So if somebody calls Tyrion a dwarf, he does not get offended because he is a dwarf. He will get only offended when he thinks he is not a dwarf, or feels bad about the fact that he is a dwarf and does not accept it. And somebody tells him that he is a dwarf, then he will get offended, he will get angry. How can you say something like that? Obviously the other person needs to have some kind of empathy, but we cannot expect empathy from everybody. Oh, look at this lake. I think it's a lake or a river, not sure. We will know if I look at the map. It looks like a river though. It's very big for a lake. So yeah, anyway, back to the point. So Tyrion Lannister says that if you wear it like an armor of whatever your downfall is or whatever your defect is, then it's not just going to hurt you, but it's going to protect you. So he tells Jon Snow that don't get offended when somebody tells you that you are a bastard. Wear it like an armor. Own it up. So Jon Snow, at least in the beginning of the movie, by everyone's understanding and by his own understanding, he's a bastard. So if he has accepted that, then if somebody calls him a bastard, there is no need to get offended. And towards the end of the Game of Thrones, I mean, it's a spoiler here, but I'm pretty sure if you are watching this video, you either have already finished watching Game of Thrones or you're never gonna watch it. So towards the end of the seasons, it is revealed that Jon Snow is not a bastard. Jon Snow is the son of a Targaryen. And at that moment, if somebody tells Jon Snow that he is a bastard, he does not even need to defend himself and tell other people that no, what are you talking about? I'm not a bastard. He won't just care about it, right? So if somebody insults you or offends you, either it's true or false. If it is true, you don't need to be bothered about it. It's not an insult. If it is false, then you don't need to be bothered about it either, because it's false. I am 5'10". Somebody calls me a dwarf, I won't get offended, right? I will be like, okay, fine, say whatever you want. It's not even true. I know deep inside my soul that it's not true. Just for an example, I mean, nobody calls me a dwarf, but sometimes when people call me selfish, I do get offended. How can you say that I'm selfish? So maybe I am selfish. I have to meditate on it and find out the truth about my own existence. I am so particular about my life experience, my career, what I want to do, where I want to live. Everything is just revolves around I, me, myself. Maybe I am selfish. No, I don't really have the habit of dedicating my life to other people, because most of the people who dedicate their lives to other people or look like it, they are not doing charity. If somebody is positioning themselves as a very selfless person, I mean, I would ask them to do anonymous charity and donations. If you are such a selfless person, do something for somebody and don't even tell them about it. If somebody is doing an anonymous charity or donation, then that's true selflessness. If you are doing something for somebody and expecting something in return, then it is just a transaction. A lot of people claim that, I have dedicated my life for somebody else. I mean, if you are giving selflessly, then give and then don't receive. Don't ask for something in return. So some people will get offended if I tell them that they are selfish in their own way and they think they are selfless. They give and they expect something back, and they give and they take and take. They give and they expect twice the things back, right? So this happens a lot in relationships. This happens a lot in romantic relationships, a little bit less in friendships, more so in corporate. No employee works for a company selflessly. Maybe with dedication, yes, but not selflessly. An employee works in a company expecting a salary in return. And in romantic relationships, when one person is doing a lot for the other person and the other person is doing not so much back, the one person who gives a lot has this crown on their head that they are so selfless. But that's not selflessness, that's selfishness. because they are expecting something back. And the other person is branded as the selfish person who is focusing on themselves, and that person is actually not selfish, but in reality that is the actual selfless person, because whatever the little this person does is not expecting anything back. He or she is not expecting anything back. So that is true selflessness. So these are some of the thoughts that I had when I was riding. Whole humanity is about trying to do politics with other guys, other people, give something, expect something back, making somebody obligated. That's not freedom at all. If you want to be free, then you have to be free of expectations, right? Free of expectations from other people, and other people should not be expecting things out of you. So we don't get that luxury all the time. Like, for example, today nobody is expecting anything out of me. I don't have any responsibility towards anyone. Today, at least for the time being, I am free. I mean, basic discipline of riding in a group, the other people expect out of me. But if I am riding solo, then even that expectation is not there. So once you start experiencing this freedom, you want more out of it. You don't want to form any, oh, look at this, my God, beautiful. It's like the leaves look like flowers. So I think that is why people, as they mature, they do not form any entanglements with other people. Employee-boss relationship, co-worker relationship, romantic relationship. Every relationship is a transaction. Every relationship is politics. I give you this much. What are you giving back? That's the calculation. Everybody is calculating all the time. I don't want to get into specifics of what women give and what men give. Don't want to make it into a controversial rant about people. But the general attitude of people, sometimes you have to reflect on it, and you reflect on it when you are on a ride like this, or you go for a meditation retreat like Vipassana. If you are coming on a vacation, please, for God's sake, come on a solo vacation so that you can think about life, think about people. Most of the pain in human life, most of the suffering is created because of relationships. We live in a day and age where the actual threat is not so much. It's not like animals are going to come and attack you, or there is going to be a war, and yeah, even in war it's other people, right? So eventually old age will catch up with you. You will fall into the trap of the Grim Reaper that's coming for everybody. Nobody is getting out of here alive, right? We are all going to die someday or the other. And in that meantime, how much suffering we cause each other, because as people we put other people into certain buckets, and we expect them to behave in a certain way. So that is why I feel like becoming a sannyasi, but little bit impractical. So I am telling all these thoughts boldly because I don't expect so many people to be watching these videos from start to finish. And there is only so much you can talk about the ride, about the location and the bike. Sometimes philosophy is needed. You see, the happiest people are the Nityanandas, Sadgurus, Osho. They are all single, no relationships, no entanglements. They have a community around them and they are just giving advice. So that's what I'm trying here. But we are not having a satsang here. We are doing it in a different context. I mean, everybody's spiritual path is different. Now, my spiritual path is to write like this. So, thank God I have saved up some money and have some affordability to experience things like this. But now this has been so far just the third day, the most meaningful vacation of my entire life. I have been to 11, 12 countries so far in my life, including US, China, Mauritius, but I've never had a bike to ride in any of these locations. Now this is the first time I'm riding a bike in an international location, and that too in such a beautiful place. So yeah, that's it for day 3. Let's get out of this tunnel, capture a few more moments. I started this video by saying that I miss my family, but then I'm also saying that wow, look at this. And I'm also saying that when you get entangled, it's going to give you pleasure, it's going to give you pain. You know, that's the whole thing that God did. Create humans with an inbuilt need for relationships, but then also design it in such a way that it's difficult to have relationships. And if you want to have freedom from that difficulty, you also cannot have the intimacy. You know, maybe we are being put through this so that we can become intimate with God, so that we can become intimate with nature. Eventually we get bored of everything. I'm having pretty good fun here, but the excitement that I had on the first and second day is definitely not there on the third day. It's a little bit compensated by more beauty, but the feeling of missing home is starting to come. You go home and then you miss travel. You're single, you want to get into a relationship. You're in a relationship, you want to become single. You know, that's God's way of explaining it to us that God is non-dual and life is duality. The human life experience is duality. The way you look at everything is duality, and from a dual universe it's difficult to perceive or understand singularity. But we will probably understand singularity and non-duality when we keep going from this side to that side. Like, you see vibrations, you see pendulum swinging from this side to that side. Pendulum goes this side, then it wants to go this side, then it wants to go this side. Then that happens until the pendulum settles, and when it settles, it's peace. So as long as you have desires, you will get yourself entangled into something. When you are riding, you want to sit comfortably. When you are sitting comfortably, you want to ride. When you have a big bike, you want a small bike. When you have a small bike, you want a big bike. When it rains, you want the sun. When it's sunny, you want the rain. God's sitting and laughing his ass off, looking at humans go through this duality shit. Alright guys, so sorry if this became a bit of a rant. I hope you enjoyed the scenery. I will create a few more videos and put it on my channel without my stupid philosophy and narration in the background, so that you can just experience Japan. See you guys. Bye bye.